Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Last night, I was reading in bed when my husband started massaging my shoulders. You know what that means. So I quickly said, I'm way too tired for sex, babe. And he said, we only have sex like once a week. You're always so tired. And it really got me thinking, how often are married couples supposed to have sex? So I Googled it, naturally. And that's when I found the Relatable Report. It's a free resource for married couples, and it delivers research-backed relationship advice to your inbox every Friday. Check it out and sign up at relatablereport.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Our question, besides your birth name, how many other names do you answer to? And here come those emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
You're never going to believe it. We got emails today. Thank you, Chaz.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, Chaz, our
nice.
IT guy hooked us up. So we finally got that taken care of. So we're off and running here. Guys, as far as nicknames, my government name is Richard Despain Rogers. My middle was my mother's maiden name. We've given our son my wife's maiden name. He is Luke Knight Rogers. As far as my nicknames, Buck, Darth Grader, Reactor, and Senior. My last name is Rogers, therefore first submarine. Day one, it was Buck. And that stuck for the next 18 years. So much so that it had to be on our wedding invitations. Darth Grader, when I was teaching a nuclear field A school, due to grading hard on homework and exams. Last ship, the USS Ohio, I was in charge of Reactor Control Division. My guys were responsible for the instrumentation, control, alarm, and protection of the reactor plant. They shortened my title down to just Reactor, and it became my call name. I retired as a senior chief, and generally most people just call me Senior. My civilian job, I train U.S. Navy nuclear personnel on new software. Once the enlisted personnel know I'm a retired senior chef or chief, they'll call me Senior. Whereas the chiefs and officers, they call me Buck. Women and gunpowder, guys. That from Rich Buck Rogers.
You know, it's kind of funny. When I was getting married, right, you send out your wedding invitations, and people responded. And my wife and I will not say the name, but my wife and I are sitting there. And she goes, did you invite this person? I'm like, oh, I don't know who they are. I thought like it was a relative of you. And she's like, I don't know this person. And this went on for weeks, okay? I said, well, look, they're coming to the wedding. I believe they're +1, whatever it is. And then we're doing everything we can to figure this person out, man. And, I mean, we're running through everyone we know. We can't figure it out. The day before the wedding, we finally pieced it together. And I said, do you know who blankety blank is? She goes, no. I said, I finally figured it out. Mm-hmm. It's B.J. Shea.
That's it.
Because that's his radio name.
Oh,
and so I know his real name, but I mean, we saw this the RSVP, and I'm like, I don't know who this person is. How the hell do we invite? And finally, I pieced it together. Like, oh, BJ, yeah. All right,
guys, my name is Adrian Whiteside, and I am black.
Oh,
so
boy.
I was called by either just Whiteside, Whitey Darkside, or Blackside. My name is Mark Dorman. All my life I've been called Dark Mormon. We just think it's extra funny because I was baptized Mormon, but I'm not practicing. But my relatives are super religious, and they hate the nickname Dark Mormon. Guys, my name is Trista, and I've been known as Trisket, Biscuit, Buttery Biscuit, Twista, Twista Sista, T, Chi-Cha, Cheetah, Campbell, T. Campbell, Mama, Moo Moo, Moody, and Fruitcake. And my favorites? My bestie Gina Gurman husband doesn't speak English. A few years ago, Gina asked him to sign a card for me. He wrote, Dear Twister. He honest to God thought my name was Twister for over a decade. That from Trista. Mm-hmm. Guys, my homie is now and forever football head. At age 8, we tricked him into trying on a motorcycle helmet that was an extra small, and you guessed it, it got stuck to the point we had to cut it off. Hey, Arnold was big then, so my stepdad dubbed him Football Head. 24 years later, still going strong. As for me, 30 years ago, I used to like Tom Cruise. My regulars at the bar I was tending enjoyed the fact so much that they select a different character to call me each shift. I respond to them all now. Maverick and Tom will still get my attention in the crowd. LARP on. That from the friendly IT guy. As we move on to the birthday request, guys, can I get a birthday shout-out from my husband, Josiah? Listening to your show, especially on road trips. Can he get some green beans? And the Dirty Germans talking about some Fortnite. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Green beans. Green beans. Yeah. Green beans. Green beans.
Yeah, Fortnite. That is the night that I am going to break into your Fort vagina.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the other side, sneak in the back door. It's a Fort Rump.
Bitches, today's my best friend Marcus's 27th birthday, a.k.a. Cheek Spread a Rose. Much love and happy birthday to my good friend. Gonna get a bong rip. And the Dirty Germans talking about plumbing and his inability to lay pipe. Great show and rock on, bitches.
Yeah, if I have my way with you tonight, there'll be at least one rusty pipe you can clean.
Yeah, the funny thing is, if he's a plumber, I just hope the pants fit.
I hope they do not.
Is there actually any plumbers out there? Why is that plumber's crack?
I feel like because that's the one gig where someone shows up at your house. They always had to squat down based on what they're doing.
Over.
Just the awkward
and
position.
And the pants come down, right. It's just like, so now it's plumber's crack. It could have been anybody. Yep. It just happened to be plumbers.
Why do they ever tuck in?
I don't know.
I think some do, just based on the shape of...
There's not a lot of tuckers out there now. You know?
Sometimes it doesn't matter how far you tuck, Ted. It matters how long your shirt is.
That's a good point. You guys tuck underneath your hoodies?
Yes.
No, I don't.
I have to.
Really?
Well, yeah, I just hate it when you walk in somewhere and take off your hoodie and everybody sees your belly.
Oh, and everything, pulls up.
Yeah.
Patel, today's my boyfriend CJ's birthday. I want to wish him a happy 27th. What the hell is that, bro? And maybe an owl hitting the window, too. Lastly, please have the Germans give him a preview of what's to come later tonight. Please, thank you, and rock on. That from the girlfriend, Alicia.
Oh, my God! What the is that, bro?
Yeah, you want to know what's going to come later tonight? Probably not Alicia.
Yeah, I heard this is Alicia gave up on set years ago. She finds it funny now. But yeah, it's your birthday, so don't worry, you'll be pleased.
Yeah, in fact, she was nominated for a Golden Globe. Best actress in a dramatic role. Or comedic role, depending.
Hoping you'll wish my wonderful wife of 10 years a happy birthday. She is 31 today. She would love to hear the Dirty Germans and how much you all hate electricians or contractors in general. Maybe you guys could express your contractor frustrations. We love you guys. Keep doing what you do. That from Thrills electrician Logan.
Yeah, Logan, listen, you did a bang-up job downstairs in the basement, so I cannot complain. But most of them I do not like. But Logan here actually was a very good electrician. He's not kidding. But if it is her 31 birthday, let her know that tonight to be her dirty one. And by the way, Logan, real quick, dead serious. We're going to need you again, man. Look, we ordered these goddamn lights on Amazon in August. We had ordered 5. We just frickin' got the last one.
Yeah. So, it's the general contractors. They're always good unless they go off on the benders. When I was a child. So when I was about 12 or 13, we had one build us a deck. He would disappear for days at a time.
Mm-hmm. You can never give him the whole amount at the beginning.
No.
I swear to God,
maybe even a third. You negotiate. If they want half, you say, I'll give you a third till I figure out if you're really going to show up.
I had that experience once, and we did not pay it all up front, but anytime he needed cash for whatever he's doing, he would disappear. I found out months later, as I suspected, feeding his pill habit, he happened to be friends with someone we knew, and we were going to a show at Sobox Market years ago, and I walked by, and the guy we knew, he was on TV. I'll leave it at that. But he goes, hey, man, he'd been in for an interview. So we start talking, and I keep looking. I'm like, I know this guy's like, yeah, that's my buddy, man. He did a good job when he was done. But he's like, yeah, he was real apologetic, dude. He's sorry he was on pills. I'm like, yeah, I pieced that together. Yeah. But he got it done.
I was like 12 or 13, right? It was a big deal that we were going to build this deck and like kind of redo the kitchen. So we still had like swinging doors, like a saloon. But the guy would just disappear for like days. Yeah. And I remember finally, I was like, what do you mean? Like this or that, right? Because you're 12 or 13. You don't really know. I think finally my dad just got annoyed one day and was like, he does cocaine, and when we pay him, we don't see him for 3 days.
Yes.
Then he went on like a 20-minute tirade about like, that's why we don't pay him until the work is done. But yeah, that guy, I mean, you talk about burning a hole in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I just want to wish my wife Lauren a very happy 37th birthday. She's the rock in our family who just wants to relax and drink beer on her special day. Can she get a classic fish sandwich and a suck-it-up cupcake? You guys kick ass. Keep up the great work. That from Jeff.
Two Oregon fish sandwich.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Guys, want to give a 49th birthday shout-out to Greg. Hell of a great guy, amazing friend, and one of the best dad friends I know. Fabulous dad, husband, all-around great human. Give Greg a your penis is too small, a suck-it-up cupcake, and an oh my God, Jay. That from the Benson family, Boyle, Biscuit, and Alyssa.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Holy Jay!
And the Ruggenbergers and Mr. and Mrs. Oak Playing Drifter. There's a lot of people wishing you a happy birthday. Guys, can you please give a birthday shout-out to the lovely Lisa Marie, who turns 51 today? I know she would love a Wendy Williams burp fart, a little kid face sandwich, and a big old Leroy Jenkins. We love you. That from Double A, Ron, Zach, and Danica.
Fish challenge!
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Guys, I want to say happy birthday to the Polish silver-haired pain on my butt from her daughter, my wife, and me. Can she get a burp fart and wedding puke for her 60-something birthday? Thanks, guys. That from Hillary and from Wes. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Yay! Time for Who Sucks Less. Tina Hill every week to bring us 3 stories from the news. They all pretty well suck, but it's up to us to determine out of these 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to follow KISW on Twitter, the debate is actually already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And as always, we have 3 stories. One story includes an investment banker that drives a Porsche. So you already know he's a douchebag. Then we have a fast food customer that did not get the news they wanted. So you already know they lost their goddamn mind and got violent. And finally, we have a man who inadvertently reaffirmed a young girl's belief in Santa Claus. But let us start with the investment banker driving the Porsche convertible. And we start with them because they punched a 16-year-old girl in the face after berating the teenager for cutting him off in traffic. It's going to shock you. It happened in Florida. Investigators say that Stephen Saunders IV became enraged when the victim accidentally cut off the suspect's vehicle on the road about 3 miles from his waterfront home. Anyway, the 47-year-old Saunders, he then followed the girl to an intersection where he cut in front of the victim's vehicle, stopped in front of a red light, got out of his Porsche and started yelling, quote, "What the F are you doing? You stupid bitch. You cut me off." He then reached into the driver's side window and punched her in the face with a closed fist. Again, she's 16. Naturally, she suffered redness, soreness, bruising to the left side of her jaw. Anyway, she did get a good look at her assailant, and they say she could easily describe the suspect's vehicle because it's very distinct. In other words, it's a black and white convertible with Porsche 911 boldly printed on the driver's side door. Anyway, after detectives identified him as the registered owner of after they identified Saunders as the owner of the vehicle, the victim quickly and definitively picked him out of his photo array of images that were shown. Anyway, he was charged with burglary of a conveyance with assault or battery, which is a felony. He was released from jail on a $15,000 bond, and of course, he pleaded not guilty. Just a goddamn adult gets cut off by a 16-year-old driver. 16-year-old drivers suck, no offense. Punched her in the face. Now we have, I believe, our very own Mike Hall covered this story, where a pregnant employee was kicked in the stomach after a drive-thru customer at the Long John Silver's in Indiana became irate upon being told that the restaurant would not sell a single hush puppy. The 20-year-old victim was working at the eatery when a customer came through the drive-thru and requested one single hush puppy. When a worker told the man that the seafood chain only sold the deep-fried delicacy orders of 2, the driver became incensed, yelled a racial slur at the victim while still at the drive-thru window. Now, a woman who was in the car then began yelling at the restaurant numerous times, demanding to speak with the manager. She then entered the Long John Silver's and started throwing things around before she kicked the victim in the stomach and then ran out of the store. Now, they say the victim is pregnant, but they're unsure if the suspect knew this when she kicked her. Anyway, the woman ran from the eatery to a nearby parking lot. When she jumped a Toyota Camry that was waiting for her, had the driver in it, and they sped off before witnesses could get the vehicle's license plate. Anyway, investigators classified the hush puppy rage incident as misdemeanor battery. And in case you're wondering, a pair of hush puppies at Long John Silver's, $1.95. She wanted one. Jesus. And now we go back to Christmas. A family woke up to a disturbing surprise on Christmas morning. There was poop scattered on the children's picnic table, and the child's scooter was gone. Now, the mother said that she saw what happened after watching the Ring surveillance video. Quote, "My girls were laying in bed, way past bedtime, waiting to hear Santa and his reindeer land on my roof. My 5-year-old went outside the next morning and saw it. She instantly told me not to worry. It had to be the work of the reindeer that pooped on the picnic table. I wish she was right, but unfortunately we had a nasty mess to clean up." So the daughter never knew about the scooter and thought that one of Santa's reindeer had pooped on the table, thus reinforcing her belief in Santa Claus, because no person, of course, would poop on a picnic table. Now, in the video, the man is seen walking up to the family's porch, looking around, then dropping his pants to defecate on the picnic table. They say the man moves around a few times before pulling up his pants, probably to shake it off.
Shake it out.
Yep. Then he spotted grabbing the scooter and riding away on it. Now, the mother added, quote, "Someone has to recognize him. I just want him to know how horrible that was and hope that he's so embarrassed he'll never do it again." Now, in a bit of good news, a neighbor did find the scooter down the street and returned it. Okay. So those are your stories. We have the investment banker on the porch who punched a 16-year-old girl in the face because she cut him off. We have the Long John Silver's customer who wanted to buy a single hush puppy. That's just not how they sell them. She got out of the car, went into the store, kicked a pregnant woman in the stomach. And then we have the man who pooped on a kid's picnic table on Christmas Day.
All right, Ted, what do you think?
And I think the dude punching a 16-year-old girl probably sucks the most. Right? Like, that's...
I mean, it goes up against kicking a pregnant chick in the stomach. And again, we don't know.
I'd say both of those are pretty bad.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. But a baby...
They're both bad. I'm just assuming the person wanting one hush puppy is on drugs and out of their mind.
Probably.
Porsche guy doesn't really have that excuse.
No, he's just straight up
a-hole. Mm-hmm. Not only, it's bad enough you're punching a woman, but you're punching a 16-year-old girl?
Right.
But I do think, as awful as pooping on the child's on the picnic table and stealing the scooter is, the way the parents spun it, I think that one sucks the least.
They didn't spin it. The kids spun it. So, the parents can tell what happened. Their 5-year-old kid who, A, did not know about the scooter, it's supposed to be a surprise, but sees the poop and like, "Oh, dude, it's cool. It's Santa's reindeer." So the parents are like, yeah. That's like, they're not trying to steal her innocence, but yes, the reindeer pooped on your picnic table.
Yeah, so I think that one sucks the least.
I do. I agree with you. Yeah, kicking even if you, look,
pregnant or not.
I don't believe that the woman who kicked her knew that she was pregnant.
I hope not.
Right. But either way, you don't just walk into a restaurant and kick someone in the stomach over 99 cents or $1.99 to get 2 hush puppies. And then the fact that, the guy with the Porsche, even if you don't know that the girl is 16 years old, you just walked up to a car and punched somebody
in the face
that you don't know in the face. And you punched a woman in the face. So both of those are pretty bad. So, yeah,
and he got cut off in traffic, right? But she didn't actually ding his car.
I got cut off in traffic this morning. It didn't make me so irate that I wanted to cut the person off, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's part of driving.
Right. You want to do that, but you don't.
Right, and I get it. It's very frustrating, but that stuff happens. And I don't know, man. That one just seems egregious. Again, I'm thinking the fast food lady with the one hush puppy is just completely out of her mind.
What about the guy with the waterfront property who's driving a Porsche who's an investment banker? I mean, he's out of his mind, too. I mean, just in a different way.
This guy
still
got
out of his mind.
911 as a graphic on the side of his Porsche 911. To me, that tells me everything I need to know.
Well, no, it's probably a Porsche 911.
Yeah. I mean, right, same thing. But still, I'm just saying that tells me everything I need to know about that guy. A guy that does that is the guy that I'd expect to punch a 16-year-old in the face because he got cut off.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less if you follow KISW on Twitter. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro. Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case. Dude, no way. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact me today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hello, Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year. And that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up in just a couple minutes here, we'll drink, we'll toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, fellas, big news. Condom sales are down about 40% since the pandemic began.
They're down?
They're down. Huh. My guess is the more promiscuous sex kind of went out the window as well. And maybe there was just people like, screw it, we're out of condoms, why not?
Drake still uses condoms, and I'll let you know why coming up with a Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on the LSC app at 6, yes.
Hell of a plug, Miles, well done.
Thank you.
I think people aren't getting laid.
Right. I think that's most of it.
Right, and you couldn't go out, like, there was nothing open. You couldn't go meet people, so you wouldn't need condoms because you just didn't have the interactions.
Right. So I wonder if condoms didn't have a very short spike as the lockdowns began, and then after a while it's like, we got to find something else to do.
All right.
The internet is wondering if mom bods are going to become the thing that dad bods did.
I don't think that anyone was consciously trying to do either.
Exactly. That was exactly my thought,
I just kind of had like a dude. If I could still have, or ever have a washboard stomach or anything, right. Don't you think that would be my choice?
Yes.
But
absolutely.
No, my choice involves fried food.
Right. I think it's like, accepting the great compromise.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to like a mom bod because that's where the bod's going to go. You decide you like dad bods because that's where your body goes. There are things you could do about it, but it's not worth all that time and effort.
And you like what you like, and maybe you get louder about it when you hear that more people are kind of into what you're into. There were probably a handful of people like, damn, he actually looks pretty good. And then after a while, somebody said it out loud, and then just dad bods became the thing. I guarantee you mom bods are a thing.
They are.
Right, the dad bod thing, too, I think that term is just ridiculous. It's like when it first started, they were just talking about like famous dudes that just weren't ripped anymore. Yeah. Right. They weren't fat at all. But then there's people, I have buddies that are just really out of shape. It's like, oh, it's a dad bod. Like, that's not what they were talking about.
Right. There's still a chiseled physique underneath that slightly flabby body, but I mean, slightly is even going too far with it.
Yeah.
Like, they're up to 12% body fat now is all. Yeah. Nobody in this room has a dad bod.
Right.
So, yeah.
Some of us are dads.
Right.
And the other thing is, like, as a dude, it's like, that's not a dad bod. That is I don't have to impress her anymore bod.
Right.
Like, when my wife was pregnant, I did not retain water. There was no physical change in me at all, except maybe I got balder. Because you're straight, you know what I mean? But I mean, like,
a little bit more gray in the beard.
I had nothing to do with carrying and the delivery of that baby.
No.
I threw some eggs into the mix, and that's it.
Kerpow.
Right.
For their 110th birthday, Oreo is releasing a limited edition lineup featuring chocolate, confetti, and cake.
I haven't had one of those Oreos yet that I didn't think was bad. I just really like an Oreo. Like if there's a certain taste to an Oreo cookie, it doesn't really taste like chocolate, even though it is. It's a different flavor. So like even the cookies and cream ice cream, those are Oreos in there.
Yeah.
I like that taste. I like that flavor. If I want a peanut butter in it, I'd buy a different ice cream.
Right.
So it's not that they're not good. I just would prefer them. I just prefer the original, I think, in this case.
I was so indifferent to Oreos forever, but being that it is a staple of my daughter's diet and I smoke weed, maybe I had 4 or 5 before I went to bed last night. I don't know.
So you're out of the little drumsticks, then, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes. I've eaten all the ice cream.
The little drumsticks.
They go fast.
I think the kids maybe got 2 each.
I think there's 6 in a box, maybe 8 in a box.
I think it's like 8. No, it's like, there's 2 boxes in the freezer. I mean, I smoke weed in 2 days. It's like, we're gone.
Right. Because they're just too little to have one.
And I'm like the opposite of mine. Like, I like an Oreo, but I rarely buy them. But I buy almost every other product they have.
Okay. All
right. Like the gold, like if it's got a different cream in it, or it's the, what is it, the golden ones?
Yeah.
Just don't buy the skinny ones.
No.
You're skinny twice as many.
Can we not?
I did it. You know what I mean? Like,
And you ate more.
Skinny ones. I'll get 6 this time.
Exactly.
No. Normally I'll get 3.
You ever get the mini ones that are fudge dipped?
That sounds good.
I don't think I've had
They're delicious.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, last summer, my niece hit me to that, and I was like, Maddie, good call.
As long as the original flavor is still in there somewhere. I don't mind anything covered in chocolate.
And shout out to Marcy. Those Oreo truffles she made were phenomenal.
But I'm with you, Miles.
For sharing.
You know what? She said to give you guys some, and I didn't. They're that good.
Okay.
Respect it. Respect it.
I do that with weed.
But
There's a big bag of weed.
Share with the guy.
Sure. You got it, buddy. Absolutely. I will make sure that they get none of this.
I like this listener. Great guy. Burger King is testing.
And now I'm racking my brain. Did she actually tell me the Cheryl?
She may have. She's very nice.
She is. She knows everybody in here. God, they're good.
Burger King is testing a new sandwich. Are you ready for it?
All right, what do they got?
A Whopper Melt.
So it's
a patty melt with a Whopper.
And a patty melt is just what? Fried
onions on a patty, and then you put it's basically a grilled cheese with a patty and fried onions.
Most of the time it's done on Texas toast.
Yeah, the patty melt, right?
Yeah.
Love a patty melt, man. It's simple, it's great, it's terrible for you, but I'm in.
Do you think there's a woman out there named Patty Melt and just hates it?
There's gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
There has got to be.
My only issue with the patty melt is I think I'd rather have a Reuben.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, but if I'm at Burger King, I'm just limited.
No, you're right. I'm just saying.
But that Texas toast that's toasted is a much different flavor than like rye bread.
Right.
Not that that's not
if
good.
it's Texas toast, right? But I feel like whenever I have it's on rye bread, and I'm like, I just got a Reuben.
Yeah.
I say it that annoying in my own place.
I can't think of another sandwich I eat on rye. I like rye bread, but it occurs to me, if I'm not eating corned beef, I don't know that
corned beef or pastrami.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What?
I'm a fart machine. Sorry, man.
Oh, well, yeah, I saw you had a old school today.
I did. Some fart juice.
All right.
Whipped cream.
Folks online are sharing, quote, signs of a toxic workplace that you can spot on your first day. They include things like no introductory information, having to pay for training, having to pay to use the microwave, etc. You know, all those other things.
Pay to use the microwave?
That was actually on there. I don't know.
Jesus. I
don't know how you can pay to use a microwave.
We used to work for CBS Radio, and they're the cheapest sons of bitches that have ever run anything. The mic was free. I mean, come on, man.
Right.
If CBS didn't charge you, nobody should.
Paying for the microwave.
For the microwave.
Brutal.
I do. Well, let's take that back. We had the toaster oven in our old office, right? Mm-hmm. And we were Leah. That was her name.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Sweetest, kindest person you could possibly work. Do you guys mind?
Terrible to share an office with.
And you go, no, go ahead, Leah. You're nice. And we realized she kept putting tuna melts in that bad boy. So we walked out of the studio like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
No, I would make her pay.
Yeah.
If you're heating up some kind of fish dish like
sticky ass food.
Right.
I ran into Leah one night when she was on a date.
No kidding.
In Fremont. Guess where she was?
Some place that sells tuna melts.
No, coffee shop.
She's at a coffee
That's
shop.
her. We're going to put this in perspective.
Yeah.
She was excited once. She's like, guys, I'm going to the Gorge for the first time, non-work related. Right?
Sure.
I can't remember the artist she's going to see. And it was her and 3 of her friends. It's going to be the girls' weekend. They're going to lose their mind at the Gorge. And, of course, we're like, what party favorites did you pick up? She's like, we got a 6-pack of what? And I'm like, 6. Oh, my God. Yeah, that was for the weekend.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was like 3 days.
I was like, wait a minute.
It was like watershed or something.
I was like
3 days.
I was like, what else did you grab? She's like, that's it. It's like, wow.
Remember
if I touched her, she would burst into flames.
I remember a couple of times walking into the office and she was sitting behind the desk eating those little seaweed chips.
I mean, like, that's just her, man.
Yes. That's exactly who she was.
I eat seaweed salad, but I hate those chips.
I agree.
I have never tried one.
Yeah.
Never tried
Don't.
one. Okay. About 33% of people talk to themselves while home alone.
Well, sure.
And I'd say that the other 66% are lying.
I don't know how you don't. Like, there's no one else there. You're always having a conversation.
Dog, you talk to a lot of things that basically don't have a clue what you're talking about.
But do you also go through that awkward stage when you're at the first moment that you're home alone, and you just kind of start tucking yourself down here, and then you realize, why am I talking so damn softly?
Yes.
I do that all the time.
I don't talk softly. I talk out loud.
That's fair.
Oh, God!
Part of me likes the sereneness. Part of me likes the sereneness of the apartment when I step in there. Everything is quiet. Everything is calm, and I don't want to.
Yeah, you Bob Ross yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, let's just keep it. I'm under no stress.
Yeah.
How are you gonna make it sound? You sound like your own motivational tape.
We got this. This is a day for you and me. We're going to sit on the couch and watch cartoons.
Drink that milk straight out of the carton.
Oh, I definitely have had Sundays hungover, and I'll just like out loud be like, "Why the F do we stay out?"
Right.
Suddenly it becomes we because you don't want to do it alone.
Yeah, exactly.
So even though it's just you still make you another version of you, so it's still both of you.
Then about after my second shot, when I crack my second beer, that's when I tend to get louder. There's an energy company that felt the need to apologize for offering advice to their customers on how to save on their electric bill. That does come after electric bills have been skyrocketing lately.
What was the advice?
They're basically like, if you're cold, hug your pets for warmth. Maybe go on a walk. Grab a blanket. That sort of a thing.
Yeah, it was like the condescending crap that you say as a parent to your kids. I'm cold. Put on a sweater.
Right. I ain't paying to heat the whole damn neighborhood.
We're not going to lower our rates, and we're going to keep gouging you.
Right.
But you can hug your pet.
Yeah.
Lending Tree did a study to find the best places to pay down debt, and they found that Raleigh, North Carolina, of all places, was the best place.
But they say that that's one of the best places in, at least on the East Coast to live.
No kidding.
As far as trails and parks and just general stuff, as far as...
but you're still in North Carolina.
You're in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Right.
It's like saying Austin, Texas. Great place, but you're in Texas. Right, I mean, that's the inescapable fate of being in these places. Like, I hear you, but there's a lot of places with trails, and they have the luxury of not being in North Carolina.
Right.
I think Raleigh's a lot like Austin, with all the universities and stuff.
That's kind of right. That's it.
I get it.
Gotcha. Kind of an island there. And
yeah, a little different. I mean, look, you could say the same thing of the state of Washington. There's Seattle, then there's basically the rest of the
Washington,
state. Right. There's like Seattle, Tacoma, but, you know, right, when you leave this area, that's much different.
Yeah, everything changes
a lot. You bet, man. You bet. One thing that we know to be true on this program, and I've said it multiple times, social media sucks. And the story here says if one of your New Year's resolutions was to...
No. We need to pick our words correct. Social media simply exists. A lot of people on social media. Sounds like the city of Detroit. I'm like, nothing wrong with Detroit. There's a lot of things wrong with the people that live there.
But
fair. The city, it just exists.
It's because people don't know how to use it properly.
And that's all it is. So what people choose to do on social media, that's one, like, cars don't suck, but certain drivers do.
It does say that it might be one of your New Year's resolutions to take a step away from social media, and it may be a hard habit to break, but it is possible. Even some stars have done it, and our friends over at BuzzFeed made a list of celebrities who have mostly abandoned social media, and maybe it'll serve as some inspiration. And what do you know, their excuses tend to be exactly what you're talking about.
I'm going to assume most of them are younger. Because I picked someone like George Clooney's like, I'm on social media because my manager told me to.
Yeah, quite a few. You know what I mean? Most of them are younger, indeed. So number 10 on this list is Alec Baldwin, who quit social media quite a while ago.
I think we understand.
Quite a while ago. He just says he compared it to a party where everyone's screaming.
Okay.
That's really what it is. You go into Twitter right now, it is on fire.
Yeah.
Everybody's just lost their damn minds. Number 9, Kate Winslet. Who believes...
Kate Winslet.
Wasn't she...
Titanic?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Says that she believes it's destructive for young people's self-esteem. No doubt. People are photoshopping they're basically manufacturing body issues for the young generation to adopt.
So, like, they took over for Cosmo magazine.
Exactly. It's just
that's all. Like, this stuff has always been there. It's just more prevalent. But, like, you know, if you went to the grocery store with your parents when you're a kid, and they put all the rags up front, you know, for your impulse buy.
Sure.
Like, if you read the cover of Cotton, you're perfect the way you are. But also, here's 10 tips to lose weight and makeup.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, like...
And then you add on top of it that Instagram is easier to access and it's free.
Right, I think that's the big difference. Right? Not everybody had...
And kids are mean.
They are incredibly mean.
But it's
kids
not.
are
I mean,
ruthless.
it's not just kids. I know plenty of adults.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Hell, I did. Yeah, and you like there. I should know this by now, but I got caught off guard. I was like, it looks like that person's dominating. My friend was like, no, that's just what they put on social media. I was like, God, I know better, but damn, they even got me, and I know them.
Number 8 of the 10 celebrities who turned their back on social media, Ed Sheeran, who said, quote, I find myself seeing the world through a screen and not my eyes, and there's nothing on social media but people saying mean things. Not quite just people saying mean things.
Well,
but
when you look like Ed Sheeran, it's a little different.
And he's not playing, like, he's not the rock guy, the metal guy.
Right.
Like, he would be the punchline of a joke, even though he's great. It's just,
He's a great artist,
if you're into that kind of music, you like Edge. But most,
but he's still kind of it's good natured. Like Chuck Norris is now the legend because of all the dumb things people say.
Right.
Ed Sheeran's kind of that. Like, no, dude, people like you. You're just always being roasted.
Exactly.
Right. And then you have somebody like James Blunt who uses it so you can see the other side of James Blunt.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, God, this guy's a snarky, funny guy. You know what I mean? So he uses it to his advantage, but...
Tell me Jonah Hill coming out and being like, hey, guys, I appreciate you all backing me up on all of my weight loss. It doesn't help when you just...
Look how fat he used to be.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, that would already have been a problem if it was just, the entertainment media of yore where it was just the interviewers asking these questions and they eventually maybe have a blow up on him. But now he's inundated with it. Everybody on Twitter, you're looking great, Jonah, well done. Everybody on Facebook, Instagram, left and right. It's like, oh.
You know what? I'm going to send him a tweet that says, if it makes you feel any better, I still think you're ugly.
Yeah, no, but these people have 2 to 3 million followers, or if not more.
Right.
So if you take any 2 to 3 million population, there's going to be
1% of them and think I'm any tweets.
There's going to be a lot of bad apples.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like just people who are just not good people.
Number 7, Jennifer Aniston, who said, quote, what the tabloids and the media did to people's personal lives back then, regular people are doing now on social media.
Yeah, she strikes me as someone who would have no interest in it.
Right. All those videos of the Karens that you see, they're the same as the tabloid media. It's a 45-second video of someone acting badly. We don't know what led to that point. We don't know what happened after that point. We get 45 seconds of outrage.
Yeah, of course.
Then we just spin our minds as to what's going to happen afterward. Number 6, Zayn, Z-A-Y-N. Who said,
from One Direction?
I wonder if that's what he said, quote, I believe it breeds sheep and not lions.
Well, for sure.
Facts.
No.
Everybody's looking for like-minded people.
Cool line.
Which isn't much different than making friends, right? Typically, Castle always says it. He goes, people will call me and be like, well, me and my friends like. And Castle goes, that's kind of how friends go.
Right. So, getting to that was, I believe it breeds sheep and not lions. Just remembering that one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's a good line.
That's
a big
people
thing,
are all sheep. And I'm like, you're on social media, dog.
Right.
I mean, like, come
You're getting
on.
your information from social media.
Right.
Well done.
Okay.
10 celebrities who turned their back on social media. Number 5, Taylor Swift, who said that it messes with our priorities. Quote, you feel like there are 3 trillion new invisible hoops that you have to jump through, and you feel like you'll never be able to jump through them all correctly.
Also with Taylor Swift, she has such a rabid fan base.
Oh, man.
That they can take care of anything that anybody who says anything bad about her.
They do.
Right. They just go and take care of it. You know what I mean? So she doesn't really need to do anything other than just be herself. And
how many problems have been manufactured by social media? They're saying this, man, if you read it, they're all saying this. Well, no, this psychopath is saying this. Mm-hmm. This doesn't quite fit the script for all of this group of people.
Right.
Maybe.
Some of the outrage is ridiculous, right? I mean, that's what happens a lot when you see like comedians and stuff, too. Like somebody on stage, I say this all the time, saying a word, you can hear somebody's voice and inflection is one thing.
Yes.
Now, if you write it down and just tweet it out, it looks completely different.
But I think there's also truth that, like with social media, it's like anything. It does not matter what opinion you have. And you can think you're some super duper individual. You're not. You have an opinion. You share your opinion. Even if 0.5% of the world's population agrees with you, all right, that'd be like 350 million people. So these things end up getting blown up. So when they say like, well, a lot of people, I'm like, it's a lot of people. But when you break it down by a percentage, virtually no one.
Yeah.
But they still run with it on the news, so you end up manufacturing. I get it. I get it.
It goes back to presenting numbers in a way that fits your argument. Okay, if you want to say that something is bad, 300 million people said. If you wanted to make it sound not as bad, 3% of people say.
Right, exactly.
Same
number, just depends,
Exactly. They equal the same here. 10 celebrities who turned their back on social media. Number 4 is Lorde, who said it brought her too much stress about all the bad things happening in the world. Agreed. I actually stopped following pretty much all news sites just because they all gave me the same headline 9 times over, and it was stressing me the hell out. I read news every day already. I don't need to be inundated with it. I'm good. Number 3, Harry Styles, who compared it to a party where there are a few great people and dozens of mean people. He said, quote, you wouldn't go to that party, would you?
No.
Right.
Not knowingly.
My buddy Charlie's there, but there's a lot of jackasses in there, all just John, man. Number 2...
Like, have I been to that party? I think I have.
Number 2, Kristen Stewart, who said it was addicting and a time waster. And that is a fact.
That one's massive.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would argue that.
Right. Yeah. You're addicted. You have a problem. Step away for a month and see it and try to tell me that you don't have a problem.
Right. She also seems to be the type of person who just doesn't need an excuse. Like, I'm Kristen Stewart. I don't care.
Right. I don't care. I don't care.
You strange
Later,
bird.
y'all.
And I will say, though, to social media's credit, it knows no bounds.
No.
Like, the people I know that I would consider to be really addicted to it, I mean, men, women, old, young, it's just like...
Oh, yeah, there's no
black,
demo.
Everybody,
the demo is human.
Yeah, man. And this is the number 1 celebrity that has turned their back on social media, the champion of all celebrities, Selena Gomez. She said social media was filled with, quote, unnecessary hate. Mm-hmm. Also a fact.
Also, she dated Bieber forever.
Right.
Like, I mean, we even said this about tabloids. Like, breakups suck.
Right.
Especially when you've been together, that was like their first relationship for each of them. But then to go on Twitter every day, and for years, people are talking about your relationship with your ex, and be like, oh my God.
Yeah, right. I have a new album out. Like, on tour.
Like I'm an actress. Like I have a ton of things. Like, jeez.
A man celebrating his 3rd anniversary with his woman put him in the hospital.
How did that happen?
I will tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-421-ROCK. All right, if we made it to drinking time.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.